My name is Pendar and welcome to Pendar's podcast. Today we are going to discuss and review R.J. Palacios' Wonder. Overall, it has a lot of good reviews and everyone seems to enjoy it, and it also gives a very nice message, so that's why I decided to read the book in the first place, and I hope you guys can too. So there are quite a bit of characters, but I'm going to discuss a few. There's Augie with the facial deformity, Via, his older sister, his mom and dad, Jack, his best friend, Julian, who bullies Augie, and Summer, who is also Augie's best friend. Augie and his family live in Upper Manhattan. They have a fairly large townhouse, and Augie is starting 5th grade at Breacher Prep Middle School, which is located 5 minutes away from his home. Alright, let's discuss the plot. Augie is a normal kid. He does normal things, but everyone avoids him. Why? It's because he has a facial deformity. On the screen, it goes in depth about what his facial deformity is, so you guys can read that. But one day when Augie eavesdropped on his parents' conversation, he found out that they were planning on sending him to Breacher Prep Middle School. He was very upset, and he voiced his feelings. His parents reassured him that if he didn't want to go, he didn't have to. However, soon Augie changed his mind and decided he wanted to go to middle school. Before school started, Augie had to meet the principal and take a tour of the school. So they go to the tour, and 3 kids give Augie the tour. 2 of them, named Jack, Will, and Charlotte, were kind to Augie, but one of them, named Julian, was passive-aggressive. A couple weeks pass by, and the first day of school. Augie arrives at school, and he goes to homeroom. Everyone avoids him, and Augie isn't even disappointed. He expected it. He knew what would happen. The first week, everyone avoids him and talks behind his back, but one day during lunch, a girl comes down and sits beside Augie. She tells him her name is Summer, and they quickly become friends. And Summer told Augie that she wanted some nice friends for a change. Unfortunately, Summer isn't in any of Augie's classes, but Jack Will was. Jack Will and Augie hang out, and they also become friends. And the 3 of them just become friends together. So it's the end of October, and all of them are friends. But one day when Augie goes to school during Halloween, he realizes Jack Will is talking about Augie behind his back. So Augie wants to hear what Jack Will is saying about Augie. Augie learns that Jack Will is saying some very rude things about Augie, and Augie fakes a sickness so he can stay home. While he's home, Augie also decides he's going to drop out of school, but his sister Via decides that that's not a good idea. So Augie just drops Jack as well as a friend, and now the friendship is only between Summer and Augie. Summer and Augie become very good friends, and they in fact become better friends than Jack was with Augie. However, Jack Will isn't doing so well, and he gets in a conflict with Julian, and Jack gets suspended. Jack got suspended right before the winter break, so he didn't really miss out on any school, but yeah. So Mr. Tushman tells Jack he has to apologize to Julian, so over the winter break, Jack Will apologizes to Julian. He also apologizes to Augie for what he said, and Augie and Jack become friends again. However, also during the winter break, Augie and Jack become friends, but Julian hosts a massive party with the entire grade in it. Julian spreads a rumor that Jack Will has mental problems, and so on, so forth, and they also spread rumors about Augie too. So the entire school is turned against Augie, Jack, and Summer. A couple weeks later, and the 5th grade nature retreat is starting. The nature retreat is an overnight field trip to a nature reserve where the students get to learn about nature and have fun. The trip is 3 days and 2 nights. Augie's excited to go. Lucky for Augie, Julian isn't going, so Augie can have a fun time at the nature retreat bully-free, or so Augie thinks. During the last night of the nature retreat, Augie and Jack go out to the woods, and they bump into some 7th graders. The 7th graders start annoying Augie about his face, and in fact, they start shoving Jack and Augie around. Just then, Amos, Miles, and Henry come and try to stop the fight. But Amos, Miles, and Henry get caught into the fight, and everyone starts fighting. While everyone's fighting, Jack and Augie decide to run away. They go to near the lake, which is a couple minutes away. A couple minutes pass by, and Alice, Miles, and Henry go and meet up with Jack and Augie. They all start talking about how crazy that encounter with the 7th graders was. Not only that, but when they return to school the very next day, Jack Augie, Miles, Amos, and Henry are now the most popular people because of the recent fight. Not only that, but Julian isn't even popular anymore, and Julian also gets suspended for bullying Augie for the whole year. The next day, the school hosts an award ceremony about who was the most nice, kind, noble person during the 5th grade, and Augie wins the ceremony. So I guess you could say Augie's 5th grade turned out A-OK.